That's too much. Oh, my days.
Is there alcohol in that?
Who you've ever done that? No. Stress it. Well, maybe. Hello, welcome to Cairncast. Today we have breached enemy lines. We're in Mayvn, which is in Eden Loch, George Street. Bloody good cafe, bloody good hotel. I've stayed here once before. During COVID, I was like, I need a break. I don't know when.
You came 2 miles.
Got a room. Did take a like 3-month-old, so it wasn't much of a break. But nice to get out of the house. Nice to just see what's happening on the busy streets of Edinburgh. Today I'm here. I'm going to be here with a few people. We're doing a wee quick fire rounds as part of the Minor Figures event, which is happening. Hence this as well, which is kind of strange. And picture of my kid in the toilet just popped up on my screen. Lovely stuff. So let's introduce our first guest. One you might know if you've been into Melville. Not been in a lot of content. Savage. You've hidden away for long enough.
Sorry.
Anna, who is our operations manager. She started at the bottom, now she's here. Didn't start at the bottom. Cafe manager, and then is now overseeing the cafe environment, e-towel, and more. How you getting on?
Yeah, I'm very well. This was thrown upon me, but
I'm like,
we'll roll with it.
you're in here now. So let's do some quick fire questions. They don't have to be quick fire. They can be long and laborious, but I guess I'm interested to start on cafe environments you know pretty well.
Yeah. It's been a long time
Have you
in
seen
cafes.
a change in cafes pre and post the pandemic?
Do you know, I was actually thinking about this earlier. People are much nicer now when they always bring you plates. That never happened before COVID. Do you not think?
Yeah.
And the Frederick Street lot were just saying that as well, that like people who are having takeaways out on the street, like up the street, they're bringing it back.
Yeah,
And I think that is a after COVID thing of like being more sanitary and like more clean. I've noticed that.
Is it because there's more of an appreciation as well for, the cafe environment where people are like, we haven't had this in this kind of sitting setting for so long. They almost appreciate it a bit more.
Yeah. Yeah, so maybe.
Also maybe not. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I don't know what else I've noticed. Yeah, I think people are just a bit more like clean, which is nice. You don't get so many like dirty things just left on a table. People like take a bit more care. That's a positive thing. I am quite a positive person, so I feel like I'll just look at the positives, the negatives, just don't think about it.
Hey, I'd give you a job. So that's the past, I suppose, compared to the present. How about if we look at the present into the future?
Yeah.
How do you think the cafe environment might change, or do you think it needs to change to survive in the next kind of 5 years?
I think, like, definitely cost of living crisis, you're seeing a lot of cafes shut down, and it's like trying to identify which ones are shutting down and why. And I do think it's ones that aren't keeping up with trends and aren't like pushing the boundaries, or they don't have something niche, it's just like a cafe. Like, you get your bacon roll and your cheap coffee. People aren't really into that. Like, if you want to spend money out now, you want to do it well, I think. Or I certainly do.
Yeah. We talk about that sometimes in the cafe about focus and having a clear, I suppose, focus point that you can really succeed at. And that, if you can become known for something, then you're pretty much set. Because, if you can be the best at sausage rolls, like Greg, if you can be the best at whatever it is, for us it was all about grilled cheese in the early days, and we've kind of waned from that. I would say we probably don't have a real driving point for, what sets us apart.
Well, I think a coffee would probably be the one, our niche.
A lot of people, it's a lot of people shifting units of coffee in Edinburgh, but I think it's, I completely agree. Like, going forward, I do think the ones that have a real point of difference will succeed. So it is super interesting.
And I also think it's like, and everything it now has to be like an experience, like going in for a quick coffee takeaway and having absolutely no vibe when you go in. Like, you don't get any gratitude out of that, and you don't come away feeling good. Whereas if you go in and the music's like pumping and everyone's really cheery, you come away like in a much better mood, and you feel like you've had more of an experience. You're not just getting your old flat white. Actually, that was one thing I noticed today, or the other couple of days, is like, it's obviously a lot busier because it's the Fringe, and people come in and they say, oh, just a latte. And I'm like, it's not just a latte. Like, so much has gone into that. Like, how dare you say just a latte?
Yeah, I completely agree.
It's an experience, you know?
Do you think that people appreciate, like, why, like, so we've brought our prices up quite recently. They people realize, like, what goes into making a good latte?
No, I don't think so. I definitely don't think so. I think, as well, it's difficult because a latte in most places is about the same price, you know, around £3.50 to £4. But if you're getting a specialty coffee latte, you don't mind paying closer to the £4, but because you're getting that in places that aren't specialty,
£6.
so yeah, it kind of loses its, like, I think that's why people say, oh, it's just a coffee. It's like, well, actually our coffee is like pretty special. Like something like only 6% of coffee in the UK that's sold as specialty, which is a very small percent.
I think that's why the coffee community and like specialty coffee is so strong. Like, you know, we're doing something for our channels within another cafe in Edinburgh right now, taking up space, which is quite exceptional, I suppose. So thank you, Mayvn, for letting us do this. But uncommon coffee. Yeah, I think the reason is we've all got that driver to try and raise that 6% to, you know, 7%, 8%, 10%, to try and get the collective of the UK coffee scene drinking better.
Much better, yeah, definitely.
It benefits everyone within our coffee chain ecosystem massively.
Did you see actually what food story we're doing in Aberdeen?
No.
It's quite cool. They've called it like a disloyalty card, and it's...
I did see that.
Yeah, and it's like basically every specialty coffee shop in Aberdeen, if you have a card, you can visit each one to just like sort of enhance that specialty coffee, how important it is. And especially, I guess, Aberdeen's probably got quite a small collective of those. I don't know if it'd be possible in Edinburgh. There's so many.
Wow.
But we could, if anyone's keen, we could do it.
Ever heard of something called the Disloyal 7?
Oh no.
Look it up.
Have you already done this?
Yeah.
Really?
Like 5 years ago, yeah. But we copied off someone else. And I think it's the coolest concept. So I'm chuffed to see them doing it.
Yeah. I think for somewhere like Aberdeen, it's really great because it's such a small community up there that they need it. Edinburgh, it's a bit trickier.
If you needed a reminder of how challenging coffee is as well, like the Disloyal 7 is now, I think, the Disloyal 4. So it was like lower down Oz called Brew Lab. A fortune on it. Aberdan Filament. Yeah, maybe it's only 2 shut down. Yeah. We've got still some of them kicking about in the roastery. 2 places have shut down, so you can't complete the 7. But no, I completely agree. That's like a perfect example of, you know, the industry being quite uninvolved in their own benefit, trying to, you know, grow a community within a city, which I think I strongly believe is a benefit to everyone, something or another. It's really cool.
Yeah.
Any questions?
What's your favorite oat milk?
Rice milk. Probably Minor Figures. Organic. Is this one new, or is it they've just changed the colour?
Yeah, they kind of rebranded a little bit. It's different vibes, yeah.
Really cool. No, yeah, we've been Minor Figures faithfuls for a pretty long time now. Yeah, no complaints my end. So, Minor Figures still a dime. Trying to get any final questions to wrap this up. Have you got any tips or tricks for how to survive in hospitality during the Fringe? Have you worked many years during the Fringe?
I've been in Edinburgh for a year, but I've been in Edinburgh for a couple of years, but I was like down in Leith the first year, so you kind of miss it a little bit in Leith. And
I mean, you go out for like shows and stuff.
Yeah.
Then you have to get up in the morning.
Yeah.
Is that tough? Is that like trimming show in the morning, crack on, or is it?
Yeah, I don't know. My old job was like, I was in there at like 7 a.m. making scones, so couldn't really...
We need someone to do that.
Yeah. Couldn't really be hungover doing that. I just can't hack it these days. I'm getting older, but I would kind of love to like get a job in a bar during the Fringe. I think it would be so fun, like just going a bit wild. Maybe when I like have a breakdown at some point. But yeah, definitely just immerse yourself in it. It's amazing. Get involved. We kind of miss a little bit. I feel like we're slightly out of town. Well, not out of town, but we're not in the midst of it all. But that's quite nice. You get a bit of a break. Sort of British,
So little microcosm. Yeah. Like here, whenever I see this move, I like stare right at it. It's like too much, isn't it? You don't want me to do it. Okay, well, thanks very much. That's been very insightful. If you want to hear more from Anna, let us know, because she's on the payroll, so I reckon we can rope
find
her
some
to
time.
hear more. But yeah, no, I think we're probably a real deep dive on what makes cafe successful would be an insightful chat, I'm sure, with your feature. So
yeah,
let's make it happen. Thanks for coming on.